It's called a promo,
Shut
kid.
your
And
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it. So go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. Glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's dead.
Michael, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know how to put it into words, man. I
nailed that.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick. How many years have you been sitting at that commentary desk, Michael?
No, I didn't read it.
26. 26 years.
It's been hell. Been there for just about all of them.
How many shows have you missed? 2. You've missed 2 shows in 26 years.
We don't like him that much. We don't like you that much, Michael. Go home.
So you get it, man. You're addicted to it. It's a compulsion. You need it. And most importantly, you love it.
Me with coffee.
That's what it's like for me in this ring, Michael.
That's what it's like doing this show.
That's what it's like for me to be in front of these people. When they sing my song, Michael, I need that. I love that. I have an honor. I have a responsibility.
Yes.
I have a duty.
Duty.
And for me, man, this ring,
We're such
it's
children.
given me everything.
That's how I feel about doing this show. That's how I feel about drinking
yeah.
coffee on this show. That's how I feel about doing this show while drinking coffee on this show.
That's how I feel about the trail mix I have.
Oh yeah, the fire trail mix.
It's really good. It's just 2 things. I'm not gonna mention what they are because I think one's a brand, but
Can they sponsor us?
I'll mention it's a cheese cracker and pretzels. That's literally all it is. It's amazing though.
Low cost advertising for sale.
Please.
Let's see. Alright, I gotta jump right in.
Let's go.
I could mention the fact that we're coming up on Fastlane tonight, but we got a whole other series of pay-per-views to break down. Honestly, quite frankly, too, I'm pissed off.
Okay.
I'm angry.
Oh.
Because for another consecutive week, I am forced to talk about CM Punk when
Preach.
I don't necessarily want to. And I guess we don't have to spend that much time on it, but apparently he's going to WWE, and it's...
Why?
It's so crystal clear to everybody that he is. I don't know why.
It feels like a very hypocritical move, but you know what? Do you,
Dude,
CM
they're
Punk.
desperate. I mean, the fact, just to already jump the gun and get to a subject we're not going to talk about for like another 20 minutes, the fact that WWE is going balls to the wall on a Tuesday NXT to compete with a Tuesday Dynamite, Title Tuesday that is, I don't think they're desperate. I shouldn't say they're desperate. They're just competitive now.
They're overly competitive.
Yeah, they're becoming very overly competitive, and I'm not fucking with it.
You know, I think it leaves the good stuff for both fans, but yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Wrestledream was fucking hype. No Mercy was hype.
It was all hype, really.
Yeah,
it was such a great weekend.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It was a great weekend of wrestling. No Mercy really kicked it off. What I didn't expect that was fucking sick, the No Mercy graphics.
Oh, yeah.
At the opening of No Mercy, they had like the N64 graphics for
I
No
love
Mercy.
that they didn't just have like just the people that were wrestling there. They had like Bailey and
yeah, that was fucking
all kinds
sick.
of people made. That's amazing.
Dude, and I know that I wasn't even planning on getting to this soon, but I am really, really excited about it, and I know you are too. Dragunov is fucking NXT champion now.
Let's go!
I really, on that episode last week when we were talking before No Mercy, I was like, I really want him to win. I understand if he doesn't, but at the same time, I feel like Carmelo Hayes is about to move up, which I still think he is, but another thing we can get to later. that was just really cool. Seeing him win the title clean, get a clean win over him, and just, beautiful. It was a
Not
beautiful
just
match.
that, but I've seen a lot of people say this, and I think I've told you this. This is a contender for match of the year for me.
Got you.
Carmelo Hayes,
That's fair.
Dragunov 2. Just the fact that it was so much more hard-hitting than the first one. It feels like they were telling the story that Dragunov actually went in there and made Carmelo find that, that viciousness inside him.
Well, and another thing is I don't think Dragunov knew he was going to win. I don't think he knew he was going to win. By the way he reacted after the pinfall, he didn't think he was going to win. I feel like
That'd be a crazy, an amazing layer to it, though.
Yeah, that was my feeling towards it. And amazing show of respect after the match. That's a big thing for me, always.
I love how aggressive he was doing it, though.
The code of honor. Carmelo Hayes is moving up. Let's see. Also, Vic Joseph had a Fight Forever line on No Mercy.
He did, didn't he? I completely forgot.
He's low-key kind of one of my favorite commentators right now.
He kind of is. I could agree with that, yeah.
He's really entertaining, but can't be doing the Fight Forever shit. Sorry. Because even AEW had flack with GCW for the Fight Forever trademark, which I don't think either one of them really necessarily owned it.
Let's fight over a saying that someone says in every wrestling company.
Exactly. Dude. Also, before I even get to Wrestledream, and I haven't seen this match yet, and if you have, don't spoil shit for me, because I'm going back and watching it, but I had no idea Claudio and Josh Barnett had a match on the 0 Hour.
They did, and...
Don't you tell me a damn thing.
Yeah.
That literally is a Wrestledream. I don't know why that wasn't on the main card. That is a Wrestledream for me.
I feel like it's just because they couldn't fit it.
But, like, you could have... I can't remember the full card off the top of my head, but I feel like there's something you could have switched with it. There was something 0 Hour worthy on the main card that could have been switched out.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Toni Storm. Timeless Toni Storm now. She's
Let's
been
go.
fucking nothing but entertaining.
I am thoroughly sports entertained.
Again, like, when she had her title run, I hated it. I didn't want her to have it. It was boring as fuck. I was glad she lost it. And now, I want her to have it back. I literally was watching Collision and was like, I want her to have the belt back. She deserves to be women's champion. And then I reminded myself that I said just a couple months ago she was boring and a terrible champion.
Yeah.
Respect to her for that. Respect to her.
I love the little nods to her WWE stuff.
What definitely deserved to be on the main card that was Kingston and Shibata. That was a fucking fight.
That was amazing.
That was a fucking fight. It was as good as I wanted it to be.
Oh, hell yeah. There's two thugs thugging it out. That's going to be the new thing.
Drink some of my coffee and then clear my throat.
Yeah.
Smoking too much before the show. Also, I felt like Statlander should have lost this
to
weekend.
Julia?
Yeah, I really felt like because of Chris Statlander not really riding the momentum wave of her return anymore, and Julia Hart being red hot right now, it really could have been the perfect time to transition that title over.
I think they're gonna build to something where Julia's corrupting all these other wrestlers, and maybe she makes like a sub faction.
They're doing a Karrion Kross angle with Julia Hart.
It's basically the House of Black thing, because remember that's what the House of Black basically did.
Yeah, I know. I was just throwing a little joke out there.
That's funny.
Dude.
What they really wanted to do that, they'd keep her off TV for a few months at a time.
Damn. Now who's cracking jokes?
Whoops.
Here's another thing. Here's a great point to bring up.
Yes.
For 6 or 7 months now. It's a long time. For 6 or 7 months now.
Oh, yes.
I've been saying MJF is the best heel in the business. Best heel of all time, even. I would argue now. Yeah, it's that severe. Why is he now an even better babyface?
I just think because he just gets wrestling. That's how it goes.
He's putting on quality matches. Quality promos are not shy of his repertoire. He's putting on the most entertaining angle and segment in wrestling right now, in my opinion. And even with Adam Cole out and injured, he's still carrying that same momentum. That's fucking crazy. And people love him. That's crazy. He's a piece of shit. He's supposed to be hated. And that's not me saying, like, damn, this is a bad thing or this isn't working. That's me saying, like, that's awesome. That's really
just shows his
cool.
range. He has so much range.
Yeah.
I think I've said before, he is one of, if not the greatest wrestler who gets it right now.
Amen. And opening match from curtain to curtain, he was nothing but fucking money. I kind of hate that they took that and made it kind of like a squash handicap match, if that makes sense. I guess it wasn't a squash handicap match, but you kind of knew MJF was going to win it going in.
Yeah, look, I'm beginning to dig the righteous, right?
Yeah.
You know, I dig what they're saying.
And they've been beating some people. They have some wins.
I kind of was like, maybe, I mean, does it affect the story too much? Because I don't think Cole's coming back anytime soon. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. From what we're hearing, he's out for a while. So wouldn't you want to take the titles off him anyways?
Makes sense.
But, I mean, I trust Tony, honestly, so.
All in all, I trust Tony Khan, for sure. I don't trust Tony Schiavone, however.
Who does, though?
Danielson and Sabre Jr., technical clinic.
Again, I told you in a message, I said, I have 2 Match of the Year candidates this weekend. Dragunov, Carmelo 2, and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Just an amazing match. The Dragon Screw, oh god, the Dragon Screw looked so brutal.
Brutal. Man, that was a fucking technical clinic, man. I miss wrestling like that just pure.
Yes.
It's not that it's not around anymore, it's just, man.
It doesn't get the highlight, I think. Like, the Heritage Cup tournament, that should have had more highlight, because there were so many great technicians in that tournament.
I think, truthfully, what I'm saying is I miss watching old Bryan Danielson matches. And
That's
that's what
fair.
it felt like. It felt like a callback to watching 2008 Bryan Danielson, and that, I'm gonna cry.
Do it. We got time.
Bucks versus FTR again. The Bucks are getting the belt back this time, for sure.
They are.
Honestly, I don't even know why I made so much of a note, because that's just something that happened and something that's happening. It's like there's not much context to that other than, oh yeah, the Young Bucks are gonna beat FTR.
I don't know how to feel about it, honestly.
Exactly. You're not allowed to have feelings towards it. I wish, in some sense, I know it's wrong to say because FTR is the greatest. I wish Aussie Open had won.
I kind of do too. I think shuffling the belts between 2 teams rather than giving other teams a shot doesn't really work for me.
I was happy for Swerve to get the clean win too. That was a fucking great
I heard
match.
that was a great match. I missed a lot of it.
Damn, you missed out. It was a really, really good match, and Swerve was able to really showcase what he can do on a main event level, and it showed. And I really think from this point forward, he's prime candidate for gold for a title run, whether it be international TNT, whether he really does become the first black AEW world champion. Like, that would be cool. I have a whole theory on the AEW title that goes all the way to the end of 2024, so it doesn't really work out in my plans, but I'm not against it by any means.
No, he's really elevated himself, and I feel like anyone who says he would have been better with Hit Row, no.
I'll get right back to Wrestledream and the end of Wrestledream in a second. There's something here that I have to bring up, and I got to bring it up now because I haven't seen anybody else with this theory, and I got to let people know that I came up with this theory, if it's true.
Okay.
Has nobody thought that David Finlay and the actual Bullet Club could be the people that jumped Jay White?
I thought that immediately. The first thing that when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's the other Bullet Club. They're gonna feud, duh.
How would that not make sense if the real fucking Bullet Club attacked Jay White? Of course it makes fucking sense. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah.
What I didn't predict was Nick Wayne turning on Darby Allin. I predicted it 30 seconds before it happened, maybe, but going into that match now.
No, I had no clue, and it's funny though, because someone mentioned that Christian in 2008 or something, he had a tatted up heavy and a flippy twink, and now he's got another tatted up heavy and a flippy. Yeah.
Now, I don't even know how to segue into this from that. You definitely threw me off with that, and I appreciate it because honestly, the show would be less entertaining if you didn't throw me off a couple times.
By the way, I'm not using that as an offensive term. That's just something I saw someone post on. It was him, Tomko, and
fucking Tyson Tomko.
I think Tyson Tomko and AJ Styles. I also don't agree that he's but
amongst these names, could the name of Adam Copeland be mentioned, who really did show up as predicted?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Good job, Irwin. You segued into it. You did it anyway.
Yeah, just like he did it anyway, and I can't believe they got his theme.
Beth Phoenix is on his theme now.
Let's go.
It's really cool.
It's actually really cool, and it's funny because it feels like almost like this is like the first shot of a real back and forth they're going to do for the next few months.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to get to see him live during this AEW run, and he said on Dynamite he plans to be around for a while, so we'll see how much of a while that is. Knock on wood, everything goes as planned. It's really cool to see him there, and I think that is a perfect statement of never say never in the world of
I believe so
wrestling.
too. The fact that 4 of the top people in that company now are people that shouldn't be wrestling by all accounts.
Yeah. Danielson, Saraya, Copeland. It's so hard not to call him Edge.
It is.
Who's the 4th? I'm trying to get off the top of my head.
I can't remember now. I saw the picture earlier on Twitter. I just can't remember now. People that shouldn't be wrestling. Is Christian? Christian's one of them too, right?
Oh, yeah, I believe it is Christian. I was going to say Adam Cole, but I believe Christian. Either way.
Yeah.
Dude, here's an idea I have. It's an amazing idea. Because, Edge was listing off on Dynamite, which we'll get on Dynamite later, but just for this statement, he was mentioning all the people he wanted to face, and of course MJF was on the list, because that's a dream match for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And in that scenario, it's kind of hard to see that as like a one-time deal or even like a one-time program, because who's the heel and who's the face?
There's a good point.
Like, who's going to be the better heel in that situation? Who's going to be the better babyface? So here's my synopsis. And Tony Khan, please listen to me. I need you to hear me out on this one.
All right, guys, listen.
Yeah,
Listen.
this is important. So my pitch is you start out the program with Edge as a babyface and MJF as a heel, and run a program that runs like, I know it's long, but these guys can make it worth it. Runs like 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Throughout this program, you see Edge shift into a heel and MJF shift into a babyface, doing a double turn.
All right.
But it doesn't happen, within the next match to the next match. It happens gradually to where in that middle match, you see a neutral ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I like that, yeah.
It changes the dynamic throughout the story.
Yeah, I love dynamic stories. Need a little bit more of that. Like, since we're here now, the whole Dragunov Carmelo thing, neither of them were heels, really.
No, but it turned Carmelo into a slightly heel, and then he slightly is now a face again because John Cena's his best friend. And it's hard to. It's like Drew McIntyre, who I also have a note about. Like, what the fuck is he? What is he doing? What is his plan?
It seems like he's heel, right?
It seems like it, and then he's like kind of that cool heel, but then he's kind of a dick. I don't know. He's just playing with the Miz. I don't think he has like any real creative plans right now.
I don't think they have a creative direction for him. Other than that, they want to turn him heel.
I lied. Yeah, he's gonna turn heel for sure because I do finally see creative direction for him. And if this is true, let's fucking go. I gotta get a let's go for that. McIntyre on Raw was mentioning the Codyverse.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something, if you know Cody's time in NWA and in New Japan and whatnot, and you know about the Codyverse, you know how fucking cool of a dynamic that could be. And I could see, after Drew McIntyre turning heel, them running that kind of program.
Okay.
Cody needs something to do
all times.
At all times.
So yeah, that's interesting.
Fucking true.
I did want to quickly mention that you didn't mention. I don't know if it's in your notes. The women's match at No Mercy as well.
Oh yeah, it's in my notes. I was about to circle back to No Mercy. I just mentioned Drew McIntyre randomly.
Yeah. So Becky and Tiffany, really good match in my opinion.
Loved the Barbie doll spot.
That was funny as hell. And they got some mileage out of that match.
That spot was just as hardcore as the pick of Becky's elbow after the match.
That was that's where I was gonna get to. Yeah,
Fucking
the fact that
brutal, man.
Can we just pour one out for Tegan Knox?
I'm not pouring this coffee out for nothing.
Like she's not having a great time. She's finally in a position where she's gonna have a spot on the card first of all. But every time she gets close to having that match with Becky, something happens.
Something happens.
Will it happen next week? I went ahead and said no. Something else is going to happen.
And then we see Trick Williams win the North American title at No Mercy.
Yeah. And
but they took it right back off him. And
why?
I want to know, while I go get this refill, I'm going to let you talk on this for 1 second. Was that a bad move? Was it a bad move to do that?
So, I feel like it was a bad move. And the reason I say that is because the North American title was built up so heavily
Love that title.
by Wesley. Wesley's run with that title was amazing.
He's going to be an NXT champion.
That would be cool. But taking it off Trick so early, I mean, I get it. I guess Dom brings in the viewers. Whatever. But, and I don't like the whole story that Trick and Carmella have to have tension now. Like, why does every tag team need to split up? You know, why can't we just be like, oh, I'm going to do my own thing. All right, that's cool. And that's it. You know what I mean?
I just got back. I don't know what he's talking about. No, I do know what you mean. I heard you from the other room.
Yeah, I made sure I was loud enough so you could hear me. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the recording.
What's crazy is I kind of wondered it myself, but wasn't ready to ask if you thought that Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams were going to run a program against each other. But I could also see how they could be building to that.
See, I thought when Trick won the title and Carmelo lost I thought that's where they were going to go. A lot of theories I saw said one match between the two, then he sends Carmelo off. Carmelo's like, all right, you got this. You'll hold the brand down, and I'll go to the main roster. But no.
What they should have done is they should have brought John Cena into NXT if they're going to do that. But pair him with Trick Williams. Like, I really feel like that could be a thing.
You think so?
I feel like
sounds
Trick
very
Williams
interesting.
having John Cena in his corner is actually a bold move. But at the same time, like, we all know Carmelo Hayes is the next big thing.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that. I see him as the next big star, the next big Seth Rollins, Finn Balor.
See, I see both him and Braun, which is why I think it makes sense that they're running this match again, but with these two kind of mentor figures there.
Yeah. It's just, I guess because I'm not as much of a Braun Breaker guy, that's why I'm like, I never really recognize him as a next big thing, but truth be told, like, they have already put him in that spot many a times. First time I heard of him, I watched him wrestle live at the Raw after WrestleMania. Actually, well, I'd heard of him the night before on the NXT before WrestleMania, but regardless, that was the first time I'd ever really known about him, and he was already a big deal then, so...
See, he's already got everything he needs, which is why I don't understand. I don't know if it's in their notes. Why lose to Baron Corbin?
Oh, man. Fuck that guy.
I don't understand. I
don't understand WWE's need to, like, put him in any sort of TV scenario. Like, if I was running this company, he would have been on the release list, and if not, he's wrestling dark matches for the rest of his time here.
I mean...
I'm putting him on heat.
I know, little aside, he has beef with him because of something that happened with Kenny for Your Thoughts.
Yeah.
I believe Kenny said that he DM'd him and they actually, like, hashed it out.
Well, I'll still put him on Velocity.
Okay, that's fair. Either way, I don't... They're building to Braun and Vaughn,
Yeah.
what is it, 3? I don't...
Warner Von Braun.
I don't know.
If it's not Braun Strowman, then we don't care. No, I'm kidding. What if I was that fan? If it's not Braun Strowman, I don't care about it.
Ugh.
My favorite people are the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar stands.
Oh, no.
Those are the best. Oh, I didn't even realize that I mentioned Roman Reigns there. That could segue into a little baby note I had. I have a theory.
Is it an Austin theory?
No.
Okay, then shoot.
I have a theory, and then my girlfriend Alyssa has supplied me with a theory of her own. Separate. My theory, fun fact, everybody's going to love this. Roman Reigns is going to be the one to beat Gunther for the IC title. I'm just putting it out there now. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, that guy, he's going to have the IC title in the next 6 months. Maybe longer, because here's Alyssa's theory. Roman Reigns has been off TV for a while. He's been off TV for a while now. What if he's been sick again? What if he's been fighting illness again? What if leukemia came back, or he's had a scare, he's had to go through some sort of treatment? He's been gone for a while, man. I know he's coming back now, but just a little theory she had.
Okay, that one I'll give you. I don't want to even acknowledge. See what I did there?
I do.
The other one.
Put one up in the air.
I just, man. All right, listen. I brought up theory.
Austin theory.
I got to bring up a side note.
Okay.
Thank God he got to use the ataxia again. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. It was the move that he did that he flipped. Who is he facing this week? No, Theory was facing.
Oh, Theory was
Dragon
facing
Lee.
Dragon Lee. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one where he flips him up and then flips him back, something like that. That's ataxia. That was a move he had long time ago.
Got you.
Yeah.
I thought we were still on Roman Reigns winning the IC title. I was lost.
No, I was segueing from Theory before then.
Theory.
That's the only thing I want to say about that, though.
Speaking of the IC title, I was really, really happy to see my boy Ciampa get his shot finally.
The fact that he not only got a shot, but it was actually a really good match.
Oh yeah, I had no doubts it would be a good match. Didn't know it was going to be that night. I didn't realize it was going to be Monday night. I figured it would be this Monday night, yeah.
Or just, yeah. It really ticked me off that they moved it again. They keep moving. Ciampa deserves to be on a pay-per-view at least once in his lifetime, right?
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm always going to be a big fan of his, and I'm always going to be an advocate for those takeover matches he had with Johnny Gargano, which, again, he's back.
He's back. He found him. We found Johnny G.
Finally got my DIY reunion. But those takeover matches they have against each other, I will fucking live and die by the opinion that those are some of the best quality matches I've seen in years.
That's very fair.
Same time, here recently, we've had some really quality matches. I just saw Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson, so...
Yeah. I'm excited to see what DIY does next.
I know! I'm so happy. Remember that time we called the number on air?
That was amazing. I can't believe they actually let them go through with it.
You know who else I'm happy for?
Who?
I'm really happy for Lyra Valkyria.
So she's been getting a little bit of a push lately, and she had a triple threat to number one contender for Becky's NXT title, and she won.
I didn't expect her to win. I'm so happy she did. Her opening segment was making me emotional. I was like, oh my god.
It was,
Start crying.
Lyra is another one that I followed since NXT UK. Really happy for her. She put on some really good matches, and knowing that Becky is kind of behind her in a sense, that's so validating. Also, at the same time, though, Roxanne's not getting left behind either. She's getting to face Asuka.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's part of the mega stack, we're going to call it. I'll call it
mega
that.
stack.
They just keep stacking. I'm expecting, by Monday, we hear the... I don't want to bring that up. Never mind.
Let's see, what was happening on Dynamite right after that?
Oh, well, before you do that, just really quickly, Women's Breakout Tournament, they had 4 women's matches on NXT.
Oh, yeah, talk about it.
I was really thrown off by that. NXT's not bad with its women's division, by no means.
No, and not all of those matches were the Breakout Tournament either.
Yeah, you have... But it feels so weird with the climate right now and how the different companies are treating their women's divisions. You had 4 women's matches for 4 different storylines too, I believe, in a row. You had 2 men's matches the whole time.
And that's more matches than the Fastlane card has.
That's also crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
But
Go off.
they're also pushing this breakout tournament, and I don't know that any of the women there really are at that level yet. But if they think they're at that level, maybe they are. I feel like Becky's back there, like, telling Shawn, hey, we need to get these women out there, so let's do this.
Maybe. I mean, there has to be something to it for them to do 4 consecutive matches like that. AEW should follow suit. Again, AEW's not lacking or anything anymore, but that is really cool. I don't think I can remember anybody having 4 women's matches in a row on any card.
And even then, like,
Now that you mention it.
none of them were like really like 2-minute squash matches. Each had like maybe 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Here's one thing people are talking about to shift over to the other company that I didn't really think about the severity of it until I was listening back to our Chris Benoit series, our last 2 episodes. People are talking about the unprotected chair shot that Kenny Omega took, and that is something to talk about.
I figured you would have talked about it a lot sooner because
Right?
that really caught me off guard. I was like, why would you take an unprotected chair shot
In 2023, yeah.
for no reason, really? Like, the feud's already been escalated to a point. Like,
I think, like, the kid in me and, like, the forever hardcore wrestling fan just kind of, like, still has that desensitivity to it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just somebody getting hit with a chair, but he fucking ate that chair
yeah.
straight to the head, and a lot of people said it was unnecessary, shouldn't be played that way, with the way we look at concussions now. And going back to what I just said, like, we just did an episode on Chris Benoit and CTE and how that affected the situation. So really after I thought about it, I was like, man, I love Kenny Omega, and I don't really think that was the best creative decision. Now, I'm not just going to cancel him because of it, but I definitely don't agree with making that call, whether it was him in Don's call, whether it was Tony's call, which I seriously doubt it was Tony Khan's call. No boss is going to be like, you have to take that. Any wrestler will tell you, no, I took that willingly.
Yeah. I mean, it's so... His reaction afterwards was like, ooh.
Go fuck yourself.
Wasn't that the same segment with Powerhouse Hobbs?
Man, I'm pissed off that Hobbs is joining the Callis family. I know that, like, they haven't found any creative direction for him so far, at least nothing significant.
Yes.
I liked when he was on Team Taz. That was cool.
That's
but
fair.
I don't think that this is the move for him.
I don't know either.
He's just another muscle man, and I don't like that. I want him to be something big. No pun intended.
Speaking of big, your favorite came back too.
Man, that wasn't in my notes. That was specifically not in my notes. Fun fact.
Well, sarcasm, Wardlow. He's a heel. I don't care.
You're allowed to talk about it.
I don't care. Honestly, they're not gonna. I liked him better when he was doing Swanton bombs. He's not gonna do Swanton bombs as a heel, so I don't care.
If I'm not mistaken, you had a theory that he was gonna be the next person in the Callis family.
I don't think I think I've jokingly said it.
Yeah, you hadn't mentioned like they had something to do with the wolf logo.
No, that they were gonna attack him. That he was the next target.
Oh, that's right. It
ended up being Kota Ibushi, which, stupid me, that makes more sense. Why
I
am
was
so
trying
stupid?
to remember what it was.
But you just randomly brought him back for no reason. I feel like it's just to bring someone back. And honestly, in all honesty, just to kind of... Because this was after the whole NXT build-up announce. And they were like, let's bring someone back. And Wardlow was on the list, I guess.
Not Thunder Rosa, though.
I have no idea what's happening with her.
Still nowhere to be seen, and she is one of the top advertised wrestlers right now because of Hispanic Heritage Month.
I did see some sort of rumor that she was coming shortly, but I feel like we get those every few weeks.
Maybe on Collision. Maybe tonight on Collision.
Let's
Again,
go.
once this episode airs, Collision will have passed, but for us, it has not aired yet. So
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to.
It's kind of like time travel.
I'm gonna be putting Collision on the back burner for tonight. I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
Because you got to watch Fastlane.
Yeah.
That's a pay-per-view that's happening.
Yes.
That is a 5-match pay-per-view that is happening tonight.
I hope I see Carlito, and I hope maybe Jade or Kyrie. I don't know.
That's funny. You spoiled one of my earlier notes, but that's okay because it all gets spoiled in the end. Yeah, Rey Mysterio made that phone call, and it's pretty like I thought it was going to be Carlito before Carlito tweeted anything. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that tweet. Yeah.
Yeah, Carlito's acknowledged it, and I'm
So
excited.
it ends up being Bad Bunny.
Oh my gosh, that'd be fucking hilarious.
It can be Bad Bunny. He is technically part of the LWO too.
That would be fucking hilarious. That would be the biggest troll in the world, and I would laugh my ass off.
Would you really?
I would. I mean, I want to see Carlito, of course. Go Carlito, but that would be fucking funny.
Like,
to make everybody think Carlito's coming and get excited, and it's Bad Bunny.
Also, I have to think that that's just another, because they haven't just stacked NXT. If you look at it, that whole next week is kind of stacked.
Yeah. It's just going to be a fucking crazy week, and we're going to have our work cut out for us.
Yeah.
Jay White. I'm talking to you, Jay White. Switchblade. No, not Card Blade.
God, Jay.
I love doing that. Motherfucker better give the Triple B back.
He better.
I don't take belt stealing lightly. The only time I thought it was funny was when Dean Ambrose did it to Seth Rollins. Jay White, you better give that Triple B back. Fucking take that shit lightly.
I'll find you.
Go fuck yourself.
I won't do anything to you because I'm pretty sure you kick my ass, but I'll find you.
Dude, on a more serious note about Jay White, getting to see him wrestle live for the first time, which that wasn't this past weekend, this was months ago, but I was reminiscing on it. Getting to see him wrestle live was a really cool experience for only having seen him wrestle on the internet, on shit from Japan and whatnot. So that was really cool. But at the same time, give the fucking Triple B back.
We'll find you. We got you. We'll
Pulling a Christian Cage, taking titles that aren't yours. It is his title now, isn't it? Dude, I thought he was gonna knee Adam in the nuts.
I thought so too.
I thought there was a straight low blow coming, but he just said, "Go fuck yourself."
Let's go. The rated R era is here.
I think fans were just happy to get like a little mini reunion, and I think everybody knows that they don't really want to team together again right now. They want to do some other shit creatively.
That's fair.
Who wants to just do the played out nostalgia act over and over when you can do, like Edge said, Adam Copeland said, you can do so many new possibilities, like Edge my goodness, like Sexton Hardcastle versus Swerve Strickland, or Sexton Hardcastle versus MJF.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. I'm gonna call him Edge. I can't. Just like,
dude, it's so hard unless you say Sexton Hardcastle.
Just like you get onto me for calling Pete Dunne Butch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call him. I try to call him Dunne.
Dun 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 dun.
I've unfortunately been brainwashed by WWE.
I've been washed down the drain of professional wrestling.
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
Dude. Here's a clip of me on BTE.
Let's go.
At the Cutler Cabana.
At the Cutler Cabana. It legitimately looks like Roderick Strong. It's pretty creepy.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy was a really cool guy.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you, guys. All right, so listen.
I'll put that on the video version when it comes out. Man, I cannot say enough how fun of an experience that really was.
My question is, did he forget the words for a second, or was he just pausing for dramatic effect?
Yeah, just dramatic pause. 100% dramatic pause.
We should do that more often. We should just pause for dramatic effect.
I feel like we do sometimes, but today's not one of those times, apparently.
Alright, I got a real big point I want to make then, okay?
Make
Ready?
it. The Cutler. See, the dramatic pause doesn't work.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm too hyped up on this coffee now.
That's fair. I don't actually have a point either. I was just trying to segue into dramatic pause.
It's okay. You're kind of helping me out when you do that sometimes, because I gotta get to stuff.
Heck yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's not it. That's not it whatsoever.
We should just play the Undertaker gong at the end of this.
I see what you did there.
Just stop stacking it, man. It's overkill.
This is what I said on Twitter. I'll put the tweet in the video version as well. Then what's funny is when I drove to your house this morning to come get you to do this show,
Yes.
I left with this tweet having 5 likes. When I got to your house, it had 15.
That makes sense.
It was just going up for a minute. I said, I don't care if they bring Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Wick, Bruce Lee, Johnny Bravo, or fucking Batman to NXT. If Dynamite is on television, I'm watching AEW Dynamite. You know where I stand.
That's fair.
With Johnny Bravo dancing.
It's like I said, like, I was going to watch NXT anyways, because, you know, I'm the WWE guy. You're the AEW guy. It makes sense.
Yeah, I think that kind of works out.
But also, I just really, really like, out of the 3 WWE shows, NXT is my favorite weekly by far.
Yeah. That's fair. Third, that's fair. I believe if we're doing the that's fair count, that's the 3rd one I've said.
I'm pretty sure I'm on like 5. And you know what? That's fine.
That's fine.
Got it.
Maybe get some t-shirts made already.
Let's go.
We're gonna have to make merchandise when we don't have sponsors. We need some fucking sponsors. Sorry, maybe that's why we don't get sponsors, is because I can't seem to keep it PG enough.
Look, we don't have to keep PG, but maybe we can keep it TV-14.
I try to keep it TV-18.
Okay, that's fair. 7.
I'm just doing a bunch of math. Make sure you turn it down so they don't run ads over the microphone, because you gotta pay to play. Maybe if we start playing the ads, they'll just pay us. That's not how it works.
That's not how it works at all.
Doing too much fucking
It's
math.
going to be a 3-way for the TNA heavyweight title at Sacrifice between you, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe. Now, before you get there, you have an important step tonight as you and X Division champion Petey Williams take on the unlikely duo of Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
You know, they say all men are created equal.
You ain't gotta yell like that.
You small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Is that Braun Breaker?
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the 3-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning, because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance, minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice.
Amen.
See, Joe, the numbers don't lie.
Nope.
And they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. See, but I'm going to break it down for you ladies. Would you rather be with me, or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice. I mean, you know.
See, you one of those girls that like romance. I'm going to talk to all my freaks out there. Would you rather come home to me, a genetic freak, to be satisfied every night, or go home to that fat-ass Samoa Joe? See, tonight, we're going to win, and I'm going to be the world champion at Sacrifice. Come on, P. Let's go.
Scotty, just like you always say, Big Papa Pump has got your hookup. Well, Maple Leaf Muscle is who you need to look up. Holler!
Maple Leaf Muscle. Let's go.
I completely forgot about Pete's part.
Oh my gosh. Fucking Maple Leaf Muscle.
Let's go.
I'm surprised Lance Storm didn't get that first. I love that guy.
Yeah.
You know what else I forgot about until a couple months ago?
What?
A guy named Desmond Wolfe.
Oh.
If you don't know Desmond Wolfe, also, you can see him every week as Nigel McGuinness.
I saw some theory that people said that Danielson's retirement match would be against Nigel McGuinness.
Man, that'd be fun.
That would be amazing.
His retirement match should be against me. I will get my ass strangled honorably. With honor. With the Ring of Honor. It's where I first saw him. Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about Ring of Honor. I still need people to sign my petition to let me take a week off to watch Ring of Honor and Impact.
Are we out of notes?
A little bit, but at the same time, I'm not completely done. Because I'm not allowed to be. I still got 15 minutes. I can do whatever I want. And I got a pay-per-view tonight to watch.
Yeah.
I actually have the card right here next to me. The 5-match card.
Something big's gonna happen, right? I don't know. It is like a sideshow, so it.
I mean, people say Jade are gonna come. People already think Carlito's gonna come. We already said that. What is the name that we came up with for Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits?
The Lashley Profits.
That's right. I just put the Bobby Profits.
Or the Bobby Profits. It might have been the Bobby Profits, actually.
I think also somewhere in there was what was it? It was like Street Dividends or something.
Oh, something like that. Profit Streets. I don't know. Profit Business. Business Profits. I don't know. That's what they call them, I think. The Business Profits or something like that.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
I'm going with the Bobby Profits still.
Yeah. There's the triple threat for the women's title, right? So, the rumors are Jade's going to Raw. Which I don't agree with, but that's a whole other subject. So, that means Io, Charlotte, and Asuka not going to have Jade involved.
Okay.
So, what do you do there? Does Io get a definitive win and actually get to look strong?
No.
Or is Charlotte going to take the title?
Bingo.
Now, Charlotte did get the win or was the one looking tall last night, right? And typically, this is the superstition I have. When they look tall before the pay-per-view, they lose.
Bingo was his name-o.
Now, imagine, though, if Kyrie comes.
We've been waiting. Been waiting for that.
It could happen.
Been impatiently waiting. What's sad, and maybe you'll disagree because, again, this is more your speed, but I looked at this pay-per-view card, this 5-match pay-per-view card.
No, I agree. It sucks.
Yeah, there's really the only one match I'm excited for, and what's sad is last pay-per-view they had, we said the same thing. Rollins and Nakamura was the only thing we were really excited for majorly. And that's how I feel more this pay-per-view.
But the crazy thing is, wasn't the last pay-per-view actually not that bad?
No, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, that's not to say that it was bad. It's just a common theme. Building up to the pay-per-view hasn't been the strongest suit on their end.
I definitely feel like
You forget they're having them.
Yeah, and we obviously have 3/4 of the bloodline competing. Obviously, Roman's not going to be there because
he's maybe sick.
Or why would he be there? Either way, I don't.
He's prepping for his IC title match.
My God, you pulled Ciampa and Gunther from this pay-per-view, so something tells me they have to have something, right? If they pulled a match, they were going to have.
I didn't know that they were going to wrestle on the pay-per-view at all. I believe they were going to wrestle Monday Night Raw, like this week.
No, there was a report that they were pulling a match from Fastlane, a title match, and having it that night, and that was the only title match they had that night, if I remember correctly. So, something's got to happen, right? Someone's coming. Something big's happening, right?
It's more Nia Jax.
It's not CM Punk. I know a lot of
not yet.
Some people are saying CM Punk now. No, we're waiting. Survivor Series Chicago. It's
you named it.
It's so in your face too. It's like, which maybe
it's too obvious.
Maybe that's what I was gonna say. Maybe it's too obvious. They'll subvert our expectations, and we'll just get CM Punk randomly at the end of Fastlane.
I don't think it'll be that soon, but I could definitely see it being too obvious to bring him back in Chicago. At the same time, the comment I was gonna make earlier that I said I was gonna say was, if on Monday night they end the NXT trailer with the static, with CM Punk static. Oh, yes. Didn't Corey Graves on SmackDown last night make a little CM
the devil,
Punk?
the devil line, yeah.
Just Just went ahead and laid that out there.
Not shy about it, man. I feel sorry for Cody and LA Knight because they're both on like the runs of their lifetime where it's supposed to be. Cody's completely stopped, pretty much. He's kind of stuck babysitting Jay when you think about it. And then LA Knight's on the cusp, but with CM Punk coming in, you start to think, oh, is there room?
Is there room? Dude.
I don't know, man.
I know. I know more than you.
How dare you?
There was something I was trying to find on Twitter, but Twitter's like a lossless fucking void these days.
Oh, hell yeah.
What's funny is, going back to Punk, I got so tired of him being all my feed was that I muted his name. I muted CM
You know
Punk.
what? That's a good idea. I'm probably going to do that tonight.
Here's a tweet from your favorite guy, Dorby Allen. Said, dead ass, I didn't even know Fastlane was tonight.
See, I'm not even gonna... I'm not gonna... All I'm gonna say is, I would agree with that. Sometimes we butt heads on things. That statement... What is Triple H's announcement? That's what I want to know.
Did you see that scroll past my screen?
Yes. And then,
that's what everybody's trying to ask, honestly.
I mean, because we know Cody Rhodes' announcement is like Dusty Road Classic or something.
Cody Rhodes.
But Triple H is interesting. Or it could be not interesting. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out when we get to it, I guess.
I'm wrestling Triple H.
Triple H is coming out of retirement to wrestle? Let's go. He's probably just announcing War Games, isn't he? Is Survivor Series next?
I
think Crown Jewel's next, right?
Yeah. I believe Crown Jewel is right at the end of October, Survivor Series middle end of November.
Right.
And
okay.
Crown Jewel apparently is planning for Roman Reigns versus John Cena. That's what I've
seen too, and that's a very Crown Jewel move.
Yeah, that. Amen.
We couldn't get Yokozuna, but we got.
Oh my goodness.
We got Roman Reigns.
Okay, fucking bombshell. WWE signs Okada.
No.
It's not something that's actually happened. But what if they did have like a working deal with New Japan?
Well, I remember I mentioned they could have a working deal with Noah. It's not the same, obviously, but
it's not the same, and they don't deserve to work with New Japan after what they did.
Ooh. What happened? I'm missing some context, I think.
Okay. I wanted to make sure they knew, but since you don't know either, whenever AEW started their deal with New Japan and working with New Japan, WWE tried to snake them.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
They tried to snake that deal away from them, and New Japan, being the fucking honorable company they were like, sorry, we already have a verbal deal with All Elite Wrestling. And I was like, damn, y'all really, really trying to snake it to them.
So they would then go to Noah. I don't know if it's the second largest in Japan, but it's...
I mean, it's not crazy considering that they let Shinsuke go over there.
Yeah, so I think I could see them doing something with Noah.
And that was just out of respect for the Great Muta as well.
That's true, though.
Shinsuke, future World Heavyweight Champion as of tonight. When this airs, Shinsuke Nakamura will be the World Heavyweight Champion.
That's a bold statement.
Seth Rollins will be out.
I wouldn't disagree with it. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't know where they're going with that, honestly.
Where they're going is Nakamura's going to be a champion and Rollins is going to be out until the Rumble, taking a vacation.
Interesting. So we don't get Roman versus Seth?
No.
Do we even get Roman versus anyone at Survivor Series?
No.
Man.
The main event of Survivor Series will be Brock Lesnar versus the Gobbledygooker.
The Gobbledygooker, let's go. I think...
Also, the Boogeyman will make an appearance.
Let's go.
I love the Boogeyman.
See, I think... And it'll probably be the War Games match, of course. That makes sense. Which is what? It's looking like it's going to be Judgment Day versus Cody, Jay...
It's going to be Pokey
Sammy
Jay.
KO. Okay.
Fucking Cody and Jay are going to be the next tag champs.
You're just making all the bold statements tonight, aren't you?
He's like, you know what? You got 6 more minutes? Just make as many bold statements as you can. Here's a bold statement.
Alright.
WWE is throwing fucking balls to the wall superstars on NXT for this show.
Let me guess, you're saying they're going to lose in the ratings?
I don't know. I don't think they're going to lose in the ratings. That's not what I'm saying. Because I truthfully believe with the name recognition they're trying to bring, yeah, they'll have higher ratings. But I don't think that it's going to do for them competition-wise what they expect. Because as you just stated, someone who watches NXT just because we purely like watching NXT,
that might turn people off.
It seems overly competitive at this point,
yes.
And that does turn people off, especially the die-hard AEW fans who are going to go equally balls to the wall for their company. And while I consider myself in those people, I'm not going to go so hard where I'm bashing the other company, because I truthfully do like to watch both, and I do like to find the best in both.
Yeah.
But damn, is that a fucking itchy feeling just seeing them be like, yeah, we're gonna bring everybody on this day that Dynamite's trying to air on an NXT day.
See, I was for it because I do love them bringing recognition to NXT. I love NXT, obviously, and I like the idea of bringing names here and there to, and even like when they were doing John Cena and Paul Heyman, I was like, that's a little much, but if you're gonna build Carmelo and Braun that way, I agree with that. But then when I heard The Undertaker was going to be there, I was like, okay, what the hell is The Undertaker going to do?
I couldn't tell you. Here's a perspective point. I mean, if AEW wasn't doing Title Tuesday this week because of the way TBS has their TV schedule set up for the week,
yeah,
WWE wouldn't feel the need to compete with them on Tuesday night, and they wouldn't be bringing all these people. But if they were, yeah, that would be great for the brand, and nobody would be having any flack about it. Nobody would be sitting here being like, man, that looks awful on their part.
It's the context that makes it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually.
It seems like that is the motive rather than trying to bring name recognition to NXT.
See, but it's kind of like it's a side effect, though. They're kind of doing that by...
Shout out to Matt Hardy.
I mean, like some of these matches, like Roxanne and Asuka, that's going to be a pretty good match. And Roxanne's directionless right now anyways. Maybe facing Asuka will give her what I think they're trying to do, an edge to her. By facing Asuka, she gets this edge. Or Adam. And then she moves on to, I don't know, win the title again, but with the more vicious side to her. Right. Or maybe she moves up and... I always thought... I remember Bayley did a lot of interviews about, Cora and Roxanne specifically being a part of a faction with her. Yeah. Cora is still missing, by the way. We have not seen Cora. I know she went and got the surgery done on her chest, but she still hasn't made a comeback, and it's kind of weird, I think.
Speaking of Bayley, who you mentioned, did you know she messaged me this morning? Isn't that her handle? It's Bayley WWE 199.
Sure, I don't follow Twitter enough to know, but I'm pretty sure when it says
250
WWE Grand Slam Champion.
Dude, I didn't even notice the Grant Slam Champion. I can't wait till the video version of the podcast comes out for this episode because I'm going to show all these tweets. It says WWE Grant Slam Champion. And also she has 215 followers. I don't know how you can be that famous and only have 215 followers. And she's underrated, but damn.
I guess,
Hey fan, Bayley here. I hope you are a huge fan of my wrestling career. No punctuation either. She's not very good at spelling.
What was going to be the next response? I'm pretty sure it was going to be like, come see my private stuff at blah, 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 blah. And it was going to be some malware-ridden link.
At meow, meow, meow. I'm excited to do this other episode today. It's like I'm going to end this episode promoting our Through the Table episode for next week because we're about to sit down and record part 3 with the David Benoit, Chris Benoit series. And I've been waiting all week to get back to this. To get back to this interview, this Chris Van Fleet interview. listen to more of David Benoit and really like dissect what's going on in this guy's head. So
that's fair.
That's fair. Damn, you got one more in. All right, I'm excited, and we'll be back here next week.
Yep.